The Genius Club with Prairie Pine. Chapter 78. New Eastsea. Enough. Big Face Cat was pushed to his limit. He shook Alex off. Brother, are you done yet? Asking and asking and asking. Are you a walking encyclopedia? Where do you get so many questions? He shook Alex's arm off again, smoking angrily. Cut it out. Stop asking. If you have any questions, go ask my dad directly. The two of you might actually be crazy in the same way. Alex stood there thinking. From this, it was clear that Big Face Cat's dad was indeed alive, still around, and presumably well. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said something like letting Alex go ask his dad. Your dad, is he doing well? Perfectly fine. Just gone crazy from studying. Stays cooped up in his room at home all day. Big Face Cat looked disdainful, took a big puff of smoke, and handed the half-smoked cigarette to Ace. That's what happens with scholars. The more they study, the more neurotic they get. Ace, tell me, what's the use of studying? Absolutely no use. Ace took a couple of puffs, shook his head, and passed the remaining cigarette to Duke. Scholars are all weirdos. In this day and age, studying is not as good as learning a trade. Exactly. Duke bit the cigarette butt, looking at Alex suspiciously. Cultured people are the most unreliable. They're not honest. He took another puff, then one more, before handing the final cigarette butt to Trip. Might as well go to work early and marry a good wife like sister-in-law. What do you think, Trip? Trip smoked the cigarette butt and nodded wisely. I think that's a good plan. Big Face Cat nodded in agreement. Actually, I don't want my daughter to keep going to school either. Going to work early and marrying a good husband is the best way out. No, Brother Face. You should let your daughter keep studying, Alex persuaded. He realized. The saying, economic base determines superstructure, was absolutely true. In such a poor and backward place, people's ideological height had a limit, and they saw things from a different perspective. Looking at the four of them acting rowdy, they were probably either illiterate or semi-literate. Alex gave up trying to get key information from Big Face Cat. As he had said, it was better to go ask his dad directly. Obviously, even in this changed dream, Big Face Cat's dad was still studying something in the field of mathematics. In this era, he probably hadn't won the Fields Medal. But in this poor and backward world, it was even questionable whether such an award still existed. But if Big Face Cat's dad could understand something as impressive sounding as Introduction to Cosmic Constants, he must be very talented. No award was needed to prove that. In the first dream, before the change, Alex had never asked Big Face Cat what his dad was studying. But intuitively, it was probably not much different from the cosmic constants he was studying now. Alex couldn't say why exactly. He always felt that history had a certain inevitability. For example, Big Face Cat's fate seemed to have changed. He had a happy family and a joyful life. But many things also seemed unchanged, just as they had always been. It was an indescribable feeling. Can I visit your dad? Alex asked. I'm actually quite interested in mathematics. I want to talk to your dad and ask for his advice. Why not? You're already my guy. This is a trivial matter. Big Face Cat raised his hand and checked his watch. But it's definitely too late today. He lives a bit far away, and I promised my son I'd buy him roast chicken to take home. You have a son too? Alex was surprised. Yeah, a little boy, 6 years old. My daughter kept begging for a little sister before, so we had another one. Didn't expect it to be a boy." When talking about his children, a look of happiness spread across Big Face Cat's face. "The boy is very naughty, but sometimes he's quite cute. How about this?" Big Face Cat waved his big hand and put his arm around Alex. "Anyway, you're wandering around with nowhere to go. Come stay at my house. We have extra rooms, and you can join us for dinner tonight. Tomorrow I'll take you to see my dad on my motorcycle. You'll never find the way on your own. It's just too late today. I would have taken you earlier otherwise." Big Face Cat was so enthusiastic that Alex was really tempted. There were many things he wanted to ask Big Face Cat about this dream, and he was eager to understand the world view. They could chat properly over dinner. But at the same time... Introduction to Cosmic Constants. Big Face Cat's dad going crazy from studying, muttering the same sentence all day. He also cared deeply about this. He was eager to figure out what cosmic constants were and what they had to do with the Genius Club. But Big Face Cat was right. In this dilapidated and backward village, the paths were rugged and the buildings were messy. Without a guide, Alex couldn't even tell east from west. Not to mention all the houses looked almost the same. He definitely couldn't find it on his own. Alex thought for a moment and nodded. After all, the dream would loop. Everyone was stuck, repeating this day infinitely. He could go see Big Face Cat's dad anytime. Okay, tomorrow it is. Alex planned to connect with Big Face Cat early after entering the dream tomorrow. Then he would ask Big Face Cat to take him to see his dad on the motorcycle. After chatting for a while, it was time to go their separate ways. Ace, Duke, and Trip waved goodbye to Big Face Cat, who then led Alex home. "Brother." Ace quietly leaned over, glanced at Alex, and whispered to Big Face Cat, "The thing tonight." Big Face Cat nodded. As usual. With that, the three of them left. "Do you guys have plans tonight?" Alex naturally noticed their little gesture. The four of them were on the same level of intelligence. No, just gang stuff." Big Face Cat laughed it off. "Come on, brother, let's go buy roast chicken." Walking along the crowded, winding path, Alex felt really oppressed. Other than the sky directly above his head, he could barely see anything else. Houses were everywhere around him. It felt like being stuck in a maze. Alex looked at Big Face Cat, who was walking and humming. "Brother Face, you don't have a regular job. How do you support your family? Collecting protection fees." Big Face Cat said proudly. "Are you serious?" Alex couldn't believe it. "Is that legal? Hey, look what you're saying. I, Big Face Cat, am in charge of this area. Should they pay me protection fees? Could it be that what you're actually collecting is property fees? Bullshit. Who do you think you're looking down on?" By the time they reached Big Face Cat's house, it was already dark. Like the messy self-built houses around it, Big Face Cat's house was a 3-story small building. Sister-in-law was warm and beautiful, making Alex wonder where Duke had gotten the courage to seduce her. But that was Duke from the last dream. Maybe he had turned over a new leaf now. At least from what he could see now, Big Face Cat was living a happy life and had taken the right path. Alex didn't believe a word about him collecting protection fees. Judging from his voluntary thief-catching, chivalrous acts and the way the neighbors treated him, Alex felt that what Big Face Cat was collecting was probably property fees. Or maybe, thinking back to the suspicious whispers when he parted with Ace and Duke just now, Big Face Cat must be hiding something from him. "Dinner's ready, Sister-in-law, gentle and elegant, smiled as she brought steaming dumplings and dishes to the table. Big Face Cat's daughter and son also took their seats one after another, and the whole family started eating, chatting, and laughing. Big Face Cat's daughter was also beautiful. Fortunately, she hadn't inherited a single bit of Big Face Cat's features. She was around 10 years old, with a bit of rebellion in her words. Big Face Cat's son was unlucky, though he was a mini version of Big Face Cat. Watching this warm scene, Alex felt happy too. But in the next moment, he thought of Ethan lying dead on the street, and Gloria lying emaciated in the hospital bed. Some families were happy, while others were torn apart by life and death. His act of changing history and rewriting the future had transformed Big Face Cat's life, but it had also changed Ethan and Gloria's lives. One family became happy, and the other suffered a painful separation. How Alex wished the hibernation pod could be successfully developed. How he wished Gloria could wake up from her vegetative state one day in the future, bickering with her father just like Big Face Cat's daughter now, free and unrestrained. Unfortunately, looking at the level of technology in this dream, it was likely that in these 600 years, the hibernation pod still hadn't been successfully developed. "I don't want to work. I want to go to school." Big Face Cat's daughter was still bickering with him. "What will I do in the future if I don't go to school? I don't want to live the kind of life you have here. You." Big Face Cat's face turned red with anger, but he was too tongue-tied to argue with his daughter. "Let it go, Brother Face." Alex smiled, raised his glass, and clinked it with Big Face Cat. "Even though I'm an outsider and shouldn't interfere in how you discipline your child, going to school is still the right thing to do. Knowledge changes fate. If the child wants to go to school and has a dream, you should support her. She likes studying so much. Does she want to become a mathematician and a teacher like her grandfather when she grows up?" Big Face Cat's daughter pouted. "I don't want to be a teacher. Then what do you want to be when you grow up?" "I only have one dream when I grow up." Big Face Cat's daughter puffed out her cheeks. "I want to leave here. I want to live in New Eastsea City." Alex froze with his glass halfway to his mouth. "New Eastsea City?" He looked at Big Face Cat. "New Eastsea City?" Big Face Cat swallowed the chicken in his mouth and rolled his eyes at Alex. "Is your brain secondhand? Where did you get it?" "Wait a minute." Alex put down his glass and looked at Big Face Cat. "What do you mean, New Eastsea City? Isn't this Eastsea? This is Old Eastsea. Then where is New Eastsea? Then where is New Eastsea?" Big Face Cat looked at Alex like he was an idiot. "Come on, brother. Are you drunk or messing with me? You don't know New Eastsea? I really don't know." Alex frowned. "Where is it exactly?" Big Face Cat clicked his tongue in disdain. He stood up, pulled Alex, and headed for the stairs. "You lying through your teeth." He was very strong. He dragged Alex up the stairs, straight to the third-floor roof. This was the first time since Alex entered this dream that he felt a sense of spaciousness. His vision was finally no longer blocked by the messy self-built buildings. "There! Turn around!" Big Face Cat roughly pulled Alex around. A sea of neon lights entered Alex's eyes, just a few kilometers away from them. A huge sci-fi city surrounded by steel walls stood tall against the sky. The tall building stretched into the clouds, invisible to the top. Vehicles of all sizes flew through the air. Colorful neon lights painted a vivid picture in the night. Giant screens played on the walls of the skyscrapers. Countless robots busied themselves around every corner of the city, and 100-meter-high steel wall surrounded the entire city tightly, like a giant alien object. Alex stared at the scene, which was like something out of a sci-fi movie, frozen in place. Under his feet was a dilapidated, backward small village, small and old. In front of him was a magnificent, highly developed sci-fi city with a chasm-like steel wall stretching for dozens of kilometers. It was like the difference between an ant and a mountain. Although this was a dream, it was also reality, the real world 600 years later. See that? Big-Face Cat chuckled, pointing at the brilliant future city a few kilometers away. That is New Eastsea City.